Last week, during negotiations on the infrastructure bill in the United States Senate, not the reconciliation bill, this is the one, the bipartisan one, the small one, more than $1 trillion still, but not nearly the, $4 trillion plan we originally had. But either way, Republicans were still furious that Democrats wanted to fund the whole thing by raising taxes on millionaires, billionaires, and corporations. But Republicans still insist that the whole thing has to be paid for. So, how do we go about that? Well, don't worry, folks, because the Republicans have a plan. We're totally going to get all the money for this infrastructure bill. We just have to crack down on unemployment fraud, unemployment insurance fraud. People getting unemployment payments when they shouldn't be, and that will totally be enough to pay for the bill. I'm sorry, but I don't think cracking down on unemployment insurance fraud is even going to be enough to pave a road in a neighborhood. Now, to be fair, there is an estimated number as to how much unemployment fraud there is per year. That number on any given year is somewhere between $20 and $40 billion lost to fraud. Sure, that's a hefty sum, right? I'm not going to lie, that is a lot of money. You could probably do some roads with that, maybe even build a school or two. But you're not going to fund an infrastructure package when you have these mega millionaire tax cheats running around who aren't being held accountable. Nope, they'd rather go after people. By the way, I have to point this out. Most of this so-called fraud is people who still receive payments even after getting a job. Okay, we're talking about individuals who might get an extra $300, $600, $900 for a couple weeks because they hadn't reported that they got a job yet. Okay, very tiny sums of money per individual. And it's not even that rampant. It is this year, obviously, because of the increased unemployment payments and the, nature of the pandemic. Jobs come and go pretty quick, especially since we're dealing with a resurgence of it. However, you're not going to fund this bill by going out and targeting poor people. The way you do this is to fully tax and close the loopholes on millionaires, billionaires, corporations, and anyone else that is abusing the system, starving our federal government of hundreds of billions of dollars every single year. Those are the people that should be paying for this piece of legislation. But Republicans won't let it happen. And unfortunately, the Democrats in the Senate were all too willing to go along with this plan. Sure, they say, if there's waste, fraud, and abuse, we definitely want to go after that. So yeah, we'll include that as a funding mechanism. Wonderful. And of course, Republicans also say, by the way, we're also not going to give you the extra money you want to beef up the IRS so that they can go after the tax cheats and, fully fund the audits to make sure the wealthy are paying their fair share. And Democrats have to just kind of wring their hands and be like, all right, if you say so. And that's that. So we may eventually end up getting an infrastructure bill after Congress, gets back from their, August of not working. And unfortunately, the biggest targets to pay for the damn thing are going to be the poorest that America has to offer. The wealthy get away with everything, but God forbid a poor person accidentally get an extra $300 check. That is what Republicans want to crack down on to pay for a multi-trillion-dollar infrastructure package. It's insane.